Hello everyone, my name is Tirupati Dapare and today's date is 27 October and today's video topic is Java OOPs and concepts. And first I can explain uh, in the what is OOPs. OOPs is the object oriented programming language and it uh, and uh, and the that provides many concepts such as inheritance, buildings, and simulation is considered uh, is, is the considered to the first object oriented programming language and the programming language where to the object oriented programming language and is known as the and is known as to the truly object programming language and small talk and uh, and and it is that the first to the truly object oriented and uh, object oriented programming language and the object oriented programming language are to the Java, C++, and PHP and Python and to the etc. The main aim of the object oriented programming is implementation a, a real world entires and um, for the example of the object class abstraction inheritance and etc. And first I can explain oops object in first objects mean a real world entire and such as a pen chair and watch and etc. And to the object oriented programming is is methodology of to the design uh, to the program using to the to and to the program using classes and object is a simplifier maintenance by to the providing concept and the part a part of this the concept these are some other terms in which are used in object oriented design and second one is to the object. An object can define as an instance of a class. An object uh, and and to the object and object to the and same place in a memory object and to the communicate without knowing to the details of each other data or code. The only necessary thing to the message accepted and the response returned by to the object and next one is a class uh, class to the object and it is the logic entire class can also to be defined as a blueprint and from which you uh, can the create an individual object and class and to the class does not
consume
mm,
consume
does not consume
in this space.
to the any space. Next one is inheritance. Inheritance when one object occupy all the
Properties,
all the properties and
behaviors,
behaviors of a
parent object.
of the to the objects and is known as inheritance. It provides code reliability. It is used to achieve a runtime. And next one is a polymorphism. And for polymorphism, one take in a into the different way in it is known as a polymorphism. And for examples of to the different the draw some things. In a Java, we use a method overloading or overriding is achieved, and to the and next one is the abstraction. Uh, Abstraction is the handing internal details and
Passing the ID.
showing to the function is known as abstraction. And for examples of to the phone calls, and we don't know the internal internal to the process. Next one is encapsulation. Encapsulation binding to the code and data together into the units are known as encapsulation. And for examples of encapsulation is workflow with different medicals. And to the Java in an example of encapsulation. Java examples of encapsulation to the Java Bean is a encapsulation class, because all the dat all the data members are mm, and the next one is a coupling. And coupling refers to the knowledge or information or dependently of the another class, and it arises when class are arrive of each another. And if a class has the details information of another class, there is a there is a uh,
Strong.
in the Java we used to the public and a modifier and to the interface. And for the waker and coupling, because there is no occupiers and implementation. And and the next one is refers to the level of the as well defined to the task as a single task is done by high containers methods. And the java.io package is uh, highly packaged, and because it has IO related by to the package, and it has unrelated to the class and interface. And next one is the next one is association. So the association is a represent the relationship between the object, here one object, and to the many object. Uh, uh, they can is a association between to the object, one object, and one to many object, many to one, and many object. And let's understand to the relationship with real time examples. For example, one can have one prime minister, one to the and next one is aggregation. Aggregation is a way of achieve association. Aggregation represent the relationship where one object and contents to the object. Then this explain is the oops and thanks.